Hello, everybody, and welcome to the April statewide meeting.
Wow, can't believe it's already
I
here.
know we were just talking about how next month is our last meeting for the school year. So I hope that you guys have had a great time with us this year and have learned some tools and some tricks and some leadership skills so that you guys can, as our leader here says, go forth and conquer. If you haven't noticed, we have a special theme today, and let's tell you why. Happy Zoo
We're
Day!
at the zoo.
Yeah, so this is actually past Candace and Leah that you're listening to because today we are at the zoo having such a great time. So, this is actually a pre recorded meeting. So, you'll hear from us from the past.
I hope the zoo's going well right now.
I know, I bet it is. We love the Little Rock Zoo.
In the meantime, let's get to what we're talking about today. We're going to talk about my reason to write and drawing for a difference. As of today, you guys only have 2 or 3 more days.
Mm-hmm.
This Friday, on the 5th of April, is your last day to submit, postmark date, send in, scan, fax your submission for Drawing for a Difference or My Reason to Write. I also want to remind you guys about reporting that is so important, chapter advisors. We're also going to talk about what some of our chapters have been up to, and then Candace is going to do a fun training about how nicotine and tobacco can affect our environment.
So, Leah, before we go to the next one, can you also talk to us really quick why it is so important for our chapters to do their reporting?
Well, a lot of you all are our funded chapters, so that means you guys received some great chapter funds from us, so you guys are able to do your reaching work and reporting and all of that good stuff. And so these reporting links just let us know what you need help with, what you've been up to, just so we can ensure that we are doing right by you guys and helping you out and supporting you guys.
What type of things should they report?
How many students saw the statewide meeting, how many students attended just your regular chapter meetings, and also any events and activities that you guys were able to accomplish the previous month, since you guys have a requirement of 2 activities and 2 events per semester. And we want to make sure we're helping you stay on track with those so you guys can finish out the year strong.
Mm-hmm. So, all of our advisors that are listening, please remember to submit your reports this month. We just sent out a link today, but of course, this is from the past. So, when you're hearing this, the link is already with you. So make sure that you're getting those reports in and getting them in a timely manner so that they're not backing up on you, and so that we know before school is out if there is more that you need help with so that you guys can reach your requirements in order to get the benefits of completing the contract at the end of it. So it's really important that you guys send us the reporting so that you guys can stay on top of it and we can as well.
Nice. And then I guess we'll end this on Trivia Tuesday at the end, right?
Yes, Trivia Tuesday will be at the end to wrap this statewide meeting up. So Leah touched on drawing for a difference and my reason to write already, but like she said, the deadline is this Friday. So initially, you might have gotten an email from us saying that we were going to extend the deadline, but we ended up finding that we were unable to do that because of delivery schedules. So we do have to stick with the deadline of this Friday. So if you have any that you're harboring and holding on to, please submit them as soon as possible so that we can get them in and that your kids can be considered and we can come to you to drop off a wonderful gift. So the Drawing for a Difference is for grades K through 3, and they are encouraged to draw us a wonderful picture. It could be from the PDF lung set that we have on our website, or they can freestyle and draw us a picture about what it means to them to be living tobacco and nicotine-free lifestyles. We want to see as much color and as much fun as you can add into it, and just really bring those pictures to life. For My Reason to Write, that is for grades 4 through 6, and the same concept, but this one is just through words. So we are encouraging the kids to write about a paragraph about how they want to live a tobacco and nicotine free lifestyle, how they can encourage those around them to do the same, and why they do not want to participate in those types of activities. We have some really great prizes to give. We have Nintendo Switch, we have LED drawing boards, comic book making kits, drawing projectors. So we do have some really great prizes. So please, everyone, encourage your students to participate. If you have siblings that fall within that age group, encourage them to participate. Maybe you can even get them to share the prize with you if they win the Switch. So definitely we need max participation, especially from our chapters. If you are a Project Prevent chapter, it's really important that you guys show up for us just the way we show up for you and participate in the contest for us.
And Candace, what if my cousin isn't a part of Project Prevent, but is in these age ranges?
Well, guess what? We would love for your cousin to participate, because you do not have to be a Project Prevent kid to participate in either one of these contests. You just have to be a Arkansas resident and in the grades for the respective contests.
Awesome. I'll let them know right after this.
So, like we said, today is a fun day because we are getting wild at the zoo today. I think Leah's favorite part of the zoo is the creepy crawlers. She loves the
They're
amphibians.
called amphibians.
Yeah, they call creepy crawlers. That's what they're called. That is what they are. So I'm sure in present me is gonna find Leah over by the creepy crawlers. But today, while we're here at the zoo, it is fun, but it's not any fun for no reason. We are going to be learning about how tobacco and nicotine can affect our environment, can affect our health, as well as our furry friends. Maybe some are not so furry, like your creepy crawlers, but some of the animals that are around us. So that is why we're here at the zoo, not just to love on the baby rhino and the little penguins, but really to learn about how we can make this area cleaner and safer and healthier for not only other people, but for our animals as well.
Love it. So some of our chapters have been visiting their younger schoolmates at elementary schools or even at middle schools. And here are some chapters at work. Mina, look at how many students they were able to read to in this gym. They read No Smoking, or Smoking Stinks, Smoking Stinks, which I think you've read before a handful of times. So kudos to them, because that's kind of
a long book.
That's a long book. And look at all of those kids out there who had to be captivated. But Mina Middle School brought so many of their chapter members, so I'm sure they had a great time. Also at Acorn High School, Coach Jackson's Project Prevent chapter members were able to celebrate the Dr. Seuss Read Across America Week and read to some of their students at their middle school and elementary schools in their district. Also, I think this is super fun. Kingston High School did a puppet show.
Oh, that is really fun.
For the elementary kiddos.
And look, they even have a Mr. Yuckmouth there.
Yes, and they're in this place called Nicotine Land. I wish we had a recording of that, but I just think that is such a unique way to get kids interested.
I think so too.
Meet them where they're at. So Kingston was able to do that, and then like Candace said, they've got Mr. Grossmouth, Mr. Yuckmouth, showing all of those other negative effects to the teeth. If you decide to use tobacco or nicotine, guys. Also, Green Forest, some girls did a great little presentation to some peers. And I see that they're following our theme for the year, changing the game. They're being game changers. So great work, everyone. Really enjoy seeing everything that you guys have been up to.
So, as I said, we are at the zoo today. So our training is going to focus on what we are actually learning here at the zoo today. But, this is past Candace. But today, what we are learning at our different stations around the zoo. So up first we have the lovely flamingos. Did you guys know that cigarette butts that end up in their habitats can be mistakenly eaten by the flamingos? So it's really important that we watch what we put there because those cigarette butts do not break down. Flamingos are filter feeders. They eat algae and small seeds and tiny crustaceans like shrimp, and they stomp around in shallow water and stir up things, and tiny critters might be hiding in them. But what also might be hiding in that is those cigarette butts. So we have to be very careful to keep their environment clean. Up next, we have the river otters, and they spend about 1/3 of their time in the water. Wouldn't you be surprised at that?
Wow.
They love to travel and play and hunt for food, but cigarette pollution affects the cleanliness of their water and their homes, and it can poison their primary food source, which is fish. So we have to be really careful to keep their home and their food clean, and that means not putting those cigarette butts or the pollution around their home. My favorite animal, especially here at the Little Rock Zoo, I should say at the Little Rock Zoo because my actual favorite animal is a giraffe. But here at the Little Rock Zoo, the cheetahs have captivated my heart. Um, Smoking hurts your lung capacity as a person, and it could also hurt a cheetah's lung capacity. Chemicals from vaping can also damage your lungs, and we all know cheetahs are known for their great speed. So we saw a lot of videos during Ready Set Record where kids that were good at sports that required a lot of running could not play those sports because of the tobacco and nicotine use. The same way that those can affect people, they can affect cheetahs too. So if the cheetahs and their air is being polluted by tobacco and damage their lungs from all the chemicals, then it affects their ability to have healthy lungs and to run as fast as they do.
My favorite.
Yes, Leah's favorite, the creepy crawlers, the amphibians. So they have special skin that helps them stay moist and damp. You know, some people hate that word, moist.
Yeah.
That keep them supple.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, I like it too. Supple and damp. And they're in their aquatic environments. They also breathe through their skin and they absorb oxygen through mucous membranes covering their bodies. And because of this, they are seen as indicator species for the health of their environment because they are so sensitive to all the things around them. So that means that if they are in an environment where it's heavy smoke, heavy tobacco, chemical pollution, their skin is going to absorb all of that stuff and it is going to contaminate them and their food source, and it's going to make them really, really sick. And I know Leah doesn't want to live without the amphibians. So let's keep Miss Leah in mind when we are seeing people, not my kids, but seeing people smoking and using tobacco and nicotine products around our amphibians. So up next we have the penguin. And I know what you guys are thinking, happy feet. But maybe you guys are too young for Happy Feet.
Yeah, maybe.
They might not remember Happy Feet. Yeah, sad story. If you guys have Disney Plus, maybe look it up. It's going to be great. So we have the African penguins, and it is really important to keep their area safe and clean because they also use fresh water in their habitats. So if cigarette butts end up in their habitats, whether that be their habitats at the zoo or in other animal enclosures, or even in the oceans, where our penguins really rely on the ocean for their food and their ability to hunt fish, this can hurt and pollute their primary food source. So that's something that we have to keep in mind. African penguins, they also make rocky nests on beaches, and the litter that is on those beaches can impact their ability to prepare their nests for their baby penguins. So on this slide, we have a lot going on. We got goats, we got fish, we got birds. I think that my favorite thing here is the goats. and how they have, did you know, Leah, that they have 4 stomachs?
Hmm.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my. It's a lot of eating.
I know that is a lot of eating. If I had 4 stomachs, I wouldn't have to work out so much to lose some weight sometimes. But our goats, they have 4 stomachs, and when there are cigarette butts and things like that in their enclosures, that can affect their ability, or that can affect what they eat. And if those cigarette butts get in there, it's going to be really hard for them to digest them. And it could cause infection and bad things to go on in their little tummies. So we want to make sure that we keep their environments clean. As I said before, with our aquatic animals, they require clean environments to survive and thrive. And cigarette butt litter can be deadly to fish if they are ingested.
Sounds like these cigarette butts just give everyone and anything trouble.
Everybody. We see with the bears, most bears live in tree-filled areas. And of course, we know you have to light a cigarette, and the cigarettes are responsible for 80% of all forest fires.
Only you can prevent forest fires.
Like the bear. Yeah. He's been telling us that for decades.
He has. Have we been listening?
No. No, I don't think so. But in those forest fires, guess who you'll find in those fires? Our little bears. So making sure that as you're driving down the road and the trees are lining the beautiful roadway, you are not tossing out cigarette butts. Or, I mean, I know you guys aren't, because y'all are my Project Prevent people. So you don't have anybody around you that is tossing out cigarette butts into the tree or the wooded areas, because that could cause forest fires and destroy the homes of our beautiful birds and bears and deer and fox and other animals that live in those wooded areas. And finally, we have the birds, and they have a very sensitive respiratory system. They are in the air, and they're fighting all other kinds of pollutions from factories and cars. So let's not add to their hard fight by
little lungs.
I know, the little tiny lungs. And then cigarette butts, the smoke from cigarette butts are actually fatal to birds. So let us be mindful of our friends in the sea, on the ground, and in the air by not using and encouraging others around us to not use tobacco and nicotine products.
Yeah, here. Okay, Candace, you ready to find out who the trivia winners are?
Am I ready? I have been losing sleep this week to find out who they were.
Alrighty, the winners are Kaylee Moore, Todd Haney, and Jacqueline Tapley.
Yay!
I will reach out to the 3 of y'all, if not Wednesday afternoon, Thursday morning, because like we said, we're at the zoo.
We're getting wild at the zoo.
Also, last meeting.
Next month.
We will be coming to you live May 1st for our last Project Prevent meeting with some program updates, what you can expect, and who knows, maybe some other surprises.
Yeah, I can't believe it's flown by. Man, we went from the first meeting to the last, and we are getting really close. Leah, I love this Bitmoji that you have today.
Thank you.
Really, that's how I should have been when I'm hiding from the amphibians. That probably is what I currently look like right now, guys. Especially if one of our animal ambassadors brings one of those amphibians out, I will be looking like Leah's Bitmoji.
I like that our hats are matching.
I do too. I love it. We actually have matching outfits, but you guys can't see that there. We normally would open up the floor this time for questions, but since we are getting our zoo dose for the day, we are unable to do that. But as always, you can reach out to us via email, phone call, or on our social medias, and we will be happy to answer any and all questions that you guys have.
Alrighty. Bye.